All right, let's jump right into this. Today, we're unpacking an absolutely bone-chilling explainer. If you're a fan of horror stories in Hindi, or maybe you follow the Kuni Monday series, specifically episode E280, you're going to know exactly what we're talking about. We're looking at Koro, a scary winter story framed as a Sachi Kahani, or a true story. And let me tell you, it is terrifying. We're talking about a completely relatable road trip, just some friends trying to escape Delhi's heavy winter pollution that takes a hard left turn into an unimaginable nightmare. You ready? Let's get into it.
But before we map out the exact timeline of this nightmare, we really have to ask ourselves a pretty unsettling question to understand the atmospheric dread these characters are about to drive into. Think about it. What secrets hide in the dense winter fog? I mean, we all know that blinding, soupy fog that blankets northern India during those harsh winter months, right? But what if that fog isn't just weather? What if it's bringing something else along with it? Just keep that in the back of your mind as we follow these friends on their journey. Chapter 1. The Escape from Delhi. Seeking fresh air. So here's the setup. Yalvin, Ravi, and Riya are totally fed up with the suffocating winter smog in Delhi. We've all been there, right? They just want to escape to the pristine hills of Himachal Pradesh. So they book a cab and they head out at 4 a.m. Their driver is this incredibly cheerful, talkative guy. Everything's great. For 4 straight hours, it's a perfectly normal, smooth morning drive in the dark. But then, abruptly, at 8 a.m., everything changes. They hit this impenetrable wall of dense white fog that just completely swallows the road ahead. Chapter 2. The driver's chilling warning. A sudden shift in tone. You remember that cheerful, laughing driver we just talked about? Well, the exact second they approach this whiteout, his entire vibe flips. I mean, the guy turns deathly pale, his voice is literally trembling, and he turns to them with absolute desperation and lays down one unbreakable rule. He says, "Meri aapse vinti hai, bhool kar bhi khirki mat kholna." Please, do not open the window even by mistake. And the way he says it, it's not a casual, "Hey guys, it's cold outside" kind of thing. It is a desperate plea for survival. The friends, though, they just kind of laugh it off. They think he's totally overreacting to the bad visibility. To try and explain his absolute terror, the driver warns them that this isn't normal weather. They are entering an area where ordinary fog doesn't fall. He tells them this unnatural mist brings a chalawa. Now, if you're not familiar, a chalawa is basically an illusion, a deception, or even a phantom entity. It's essentially dark magic hiding right there in the mist. But, our group of practical city dwellers, they completely dismiss this. They think it's just local superstition, roll their eyes, and the car slowly pushes forward into this blinding white void. Chapter 3. The Broken Rule. A fight for air. Okay, so the cab is creeping blindly forward through this vast fog, and the tension inside is just skyrocketing. Out of absolutely nowhere, Riya starts experiencing severe, unbearable suffocation. She literally feels like she cannot breathe. Total panic sets in, right? And in that desperate, primal gasp for air, human instinct completely overrides the driver's strict warning. She rolls down the window and just sticks her head out slightly. And yeah, sure, she gets her breath back, but in doing so, she breaks the one rule. She allows that dense, unnatural fog to instantly breach the safety of their car. Chapter 4. The fog's deadly illusion. A fractured reality. The very second that outside air enters the cabin, things go completely off the rails. Riya pulls her head back inside, only to realize that Yavin, Ravi, and the driver, they're gone. Just instantly vanished into thin air. But the craziest part? The car is still moving forward. It's driving entirely by itself. She's frantically yanking on the door handles trying to jump out, but they are completely jammed, locked from the inside. She's screaming for help, totally trapped and alone. And then inexplicably, the car just slowly rolls to a halt, and the door lock pops open completely on its own, basically releasing her into this blinding white void outside. So Riya runs blindly out of the car, screaming for anyone to help her. Up ahead, she spots a figure in the distance. Thinking, "Oh my gosh, someone can save me." She chases after it. But no matter how fast she runs, this figure stays the exact same distance away. It's impossible. And then, she feels this freezing, chilling presence right behind her. She slowly turns around, and there is this towering, 12-foot black shadow just standing right over her. Before she can even process the absolute terror of what she's looking at, this massive dark entity violently shoves her straight to the ground. Chapter 5. The Paradoxical Climax. Simultaneous Realities. Now this right here is what brilliantly illustrates the mind-bending power of the Chalawa. While Ria is out there alone being terrorized in the fog by this huge shadowy entity, the rest of the group never actually vanished. In Yavin's reality, the exact moment Ria opened that window, she simply fainted and collapsed right there in her seat inside the car. We're literally looking at two completely contradictory realities happening at the exact same moment, separated only by the deceptive nature of this fog. It's wild. Meanwhile, inside the car, it is absolute chaos. As soon as Ria faints, the driver absolutely loses it. He starts screaming in total panic over and over. Shouldn't have opened the window. We shouldn't have opened the window. He's frantically telling Ravi to roll it back up. But Yavin, he's just furious. He assumes his friend is having some kind of severe medical emergency, and he thinks the driver is prioritizing his superstitious nonsense over a health crisis. So, in a desperate bid to save his friend, an angry Yavin forces the terrified driver to stomp on the gas and speed right through this zero visibility fog to find a hospital. Chapter 6: The Terrifying Aftermath. Speeding through fog. As you can probably guess, speeding blindly through a supernatural anomaly leads straight into a devastating and completely confusing climax. The driver speeds up, but suddenly a girl appears out of nowhere in the road, and bam, they hit her hard. The car screeches to a halt. Yavin jumps out to check on the victim. He turns the bleeding girl over, and his heart literally drops into his stomach. It's Ria. In utter disbelief, because remember, to his knowledge, Ria was just unconscious in the backseat, Yavin rushes back to check the cab. The vehicle is completely empty. The driver and Ravi have vanished into thin air. Let's map out Yavin's desperate final moments here. He's alone. He's terrified. So he picks up Ria's bleeding body from the road and places her in the empty car. He jumps into the driver's seat and just floors it, driving blindly through the thick fog in a state of sheer panic. But then, right there in the middle of the road, the very same 12-foot dark shadow that attacked Ria manifests right in front of the headlights. Yavin swerves wildly, loses total control of the steering wheel, and the car crashes violently into a massive tree on the side of the road. Chapter 7: The Morning After, When the Fog Lifts. When the sun comes up and the authorities finally discover the twisted wreckage of the car, they uncover a horrifying physical and psychological toll. Incredibly, all four of them, Yavin, Ravi, Ria, and the driver, are found alive inside the wrecked car. They survive physically. And the driver and Ravi hadn't actually vanished at all. It was all just part of the Chalawa's twisted deception. But the permanent scars left behind, they're devastating. Yavin suffered severe head trauma in the crash and permanently lost his mental balance. Ria is left deeply, irreversibly traumatized. To this day, she constantly hallucinates that same 12-foot dark shadow lurking in corners. So yeah, the driver's initial warning about the fog's dark magic, it wasn't just superstition at all. It was entirely real. So I'm going to leave you with this final, terrifying thought to ponder. Look, it is incredibly easy to think logically when you're sitting safe at home watching this. But imagine yourself in that car, driving through an unnatural, impenetrable whiteout. If you suddenly can't breathe, if total panic takes over, and your lungs are absolutely burning for air, will you remember the rule? Will you keep the window rolled up? Just think about that the next time you find yourself driving through thick winter mist.